Theo. Good boy. So I don't really know how to play, but I'm learning it's okay to play and I'm allowed to play. Him's a good boy. Can you play? Good boy. Dad, we ain't got time to play. Get in the shop. We gotta work. That's why I like Theo right there. Oh, and he's back out. Guys, he don't play. This is all new. Oh, and he's back out. What are we doing? Yesterday, as I went to leave the shop, being done with work, as soon as I got outside, he started, and he's only tried to do that, I don't know, a couple times since we've had him. And me and the girls have tried to work with him to get him to play and figure out how to play, but it's just not much of a playing thing until yesterday and today, which is good because it's funny. Good boy, Theo. Oh, him's a sweet boy. All right, guys, this video is in fact about this dog. Y'all took way more attention to the dog than I thought. He's really only been in one video so far. It was on the second channel, and that was his first day being here, actually, and we weren't quite sure if we were keeping him, if we were trying to find him a new home, what was going on. So I gave y'all a little bit about him, but this time I'm going to give you a lot of bit about him, and I kind of briefly told you the story, but I'm going to tell you the story again a little more in detail. So on the Saturday before Easter, me and my family had went to this event up in the city, and a lot of people were out with their families, walking their dogs. Beautiful, sun-shining day. And my girls for years have been asking me for a dog. The answer has always been no, not because I'm a dog hater. It's just a lot of responsibility, and whenever you're trying to run businesses, kids are involved in a bunch of stuff, and you're just really, really busy, it's hard to go, hey, let's get something that needs a lot of attention, because we've got time for that, if that makes sense. But the girls, specifically Hot Rod, she asked me that day for a dog, and I said, no, we're not doing it. And then Easter Sunday rolls around, and we hosted here at my house for my family. And hey, you're on camera. Hey, you're on camera. Be sensible. Easter Sunday rolls around, and about the time the burger started rolling on the grill, because my family wanted to grill out. There's at some point around there, and we're kind of in the backyard, and I actually seen his head like come around the corner, and I just yelled, hey, get out of here. Well, I actually thought he was one of the dogs that kind of runs around this neighborhood. There's one or two that run up here every once in a while, and I just seen the darker head, and the one has a darker head, so when I yelled, get out of here, he immediately disappeared, and I thought that was that. Anyhow, later on, we go around the front to hide eggs and stuff, and he's curled up in a ball in the front yard. He was plumb skin and bones. You can look at his face and tell he had a rough life. Hey, quit licking those. They said they'll heal up themselves. Plenty of scars on the nose, on the fork head, on top of the head, missing a big old patch. Let me pop this off of them. If we go around his neck, they had him tied up in a way where there's a full deep scar all the way around his neck. And his back legs, he has a hard time with them when it comes to like running and stuff. So I don't know whatever went on with his back legs, but I'd tell you one thing, he sure appreciates them being rubbed. So what I'm saying is, it was pretty obvious. Oh yeah, I even show you recent chip out the ear right there. It's pretty obvious the dude ain't had the easiest of life. He's had to probably fight through. I don't know if that's from someone using him as a bait dog for other dogs to train them to fight, because he's such a sissy who's just lovable and not mean, like what they want for that. And I didn't even know what a bait dog was. I'm that much not involved with dogs. Somebody told us that, and then another buddy of mine seen him and said, hey, he may have been a bait dog, kind of the way he looks. He'd looking at me like, Dad, you're talking about me, and I know you're talking about me. Well, you're a good boy, so it's okay, all right? And anyhow, dude was roughed up. I think he was honestly looking for a place to lay down and die. He kind of burrowed up in this little thing in my front yard, and he didn't bother anyone out of the 20 people we had here. And in fact, as we kind of moved to the front, instead of trying to get to us or whatever, he kind of just moved off to the side like, here, y'all have y'all space, I'll have my space. We didn't make it very far, or we made it a little bit throughout the day, kind of checked around to see if there was somewhere we could take him to, or someone who'd come get him, and nobody would. So another hour or two, and he's just laying there, and I cave in and I feed him because the dude's starving and it's obvious. So I feed him. He was ready to get him some food. I kind of tell him on the easy, and he listened. So I could tell he could listen a little bit. But long story short, after you feed him, well, we all know he ain't leaving. Not voluntarily anyhow, So we fed him, and the next day he just immediately followed me up here to the shop as I was working up here. The dude likes boxes. I couldn't keep him out of getting out of boxes one day. He really just likes to have a good place to lay. He likes to do that right there. After he's done that for a little bit, he likes to come stand by you and get him a few pets. He may go outside for 5 minutes, and then he likes to come find him a place to lay. And half the time he don't even choose the bed. He still tries to get in a box, or if you got a good pile of trash, this dog, he likes to lay on that trash. I'm like, he ain't forgot where he came from, okay? He ain't forgot his roots. I'm like, dude, you got a bed right here now. Just enjoy it. Nah, Dad, I like me some trash to lay on. So he's still here that following Monday, and back up. Into Sunday, into Easter. Hot Rod, we're all talking about the dog, and Hot Rod goes, Dad, I asked you for a dog yesterday, and you told me no. So last night, I prayed to God for one, and look what showed up today. And me and my family are believers, so I'm like, how do you try to teach your daughter that God answers prayers and then take away the first one that she truly believes is like she can see like real answered prayer like that? So she pretty well locked in keeping the dog at that point. So Monday he did pretty good. I feed him a little bit. My wife's like, what do you mean you got food for him? I'm like, what are we supposed to do? Let him starve? She's like, you said no dogs. And I'm like, I know, but what do we do here? And so we start feeding him. He's doing good. By the end of Monday, after a couple feedings, he was getting a little more energy back. He did not have a lot of energy before. In fact, that was his favorite thing to do, just curl up somewhere and be left alone right there. So I think it was into Tuesday for sure. It was like locked in, finally stated, yes, we are officially keeping him. Excuse me. The girls decided he needed a name, which of course he does. And I let them handle that. So they all talked about it one night, and they came up with Theodore Rascal Warner. That's his full legal microchip name. We call him Theo for short. Now some of y'all wanted me to name him like Patina or Hot Rod, or Rupert was a big one because I'm always hollering at my imaginary butler Rupert. But I wanted to let the girls do that. I didn't really have much say in that, and I was perfectly okay with that. That's something for them to enjoy. So other than that, guys, well, after that, we wanted to get him looked at because he had a rough life. So we got his appointment at the Humane Society up in the city. I drove up there the other day, took him up there. They tested him for a lot of stuff. He does have heartworms. He does have elliptical. He has the elliptical, a case of the ellipticals. No, I don't know, Ehrlichia or something. Some tick-based disease. We did have him snipped where he cannot reproduce. And they did, we got the big old tick medicine. He was plumb covered in ticks. That dude hates a tick, I'll tell you that too. He figured out, I'd seen him doing it because the big ones, he'd find them and he could pull them off of him. And when they had hit the ground, the dude pounces on them and like hits them with his mouth, but you don't really like bite until he kills the things. And he knows they're bad for him. He ain't dumb. But what's funny is he's got so used to pulling those off that sometimes, like when we're walking across the concrete, he'll see the right size like pebble or rock and he thinks it's a tick, and the fight's on, and then you'll see he realizes it's a rock. He's just out there trying to be a tick destroyer. He's gonna wipe out all the ticks around here. Theo, Pest Control Services. So after we went there and he got that tick medicine, they started falling off of them pretty good. I had cleaned up some of the obvious ones, just take a glove and clean up some of the big ones that he had hanging right out of his ear and stuff, try to give him a little bit of relief. But he is like 99 point something tick free now. And them ears are empty. On his bottom side here, he's got a few bites that are still kind of healing up, but everything looks like it's healing up good. Took him to the vet yesterday where I could get a plan together for the heartworms and that other disease. We've got him on some medicines for now. As far as the heartworms goes, we're doing a treatment and then got to visit back with that guy in 6 months. The other medicine he gave me is supposed to fight that tick-based disease, whatever that was. Dude, how are you sleepy? You just slept all night. We got work to do. You ran over here and done wiped yourself for the day, huh? He is a relaxer. The Humane Society determined, I don't know how they do that, but he's right at 3 years old. So he's not super old, but he ain't as young. I thought he was going to be like about 1 to 2-ish, somewhere in there. He's a beautiful color. Since he's been eating good, he's getting a little more shine back to him. He was very flat looking, almost like his face there is. His whole body was kind of like that. So I'm hoping he'll keep just, coming back to life on us here. Say hello, my name's Theo, and I like to go for long car rides. I took him for a ride the other day. He tried to kill us. We were in the van. I had him sitting in the center. He starts by just putting his head right there. I'm just kind of giving him a scratch as we're driving. Then it becomes sitting a paw on a paw with the head right there, but still sitting his butt down where I can scratch. We're good for like that for like five plus minutes or so. And then all of a sudden he goes for the jump. He's gonna drive. And I was like, whoa, you gonna kill us, dude? Or on 2 wheels, splitting 6 lanes of traffic in that big old van. But no, guys, he's a good dog. Last week on my main channel, the video aired, and everyone's like, where's the dog? You said you were keeping him, or, whatever. Y'all all had your pitchforks and torches ready to burn me at the stake. And that video was recorded before Theo got here, so I pinned a comment saying that, but I don't think most people synced it. So yeah, people's all upset the dog wasn't here in the video, and the dog was not even physically here whenever that video was recorded. So anyhow, yeah, I need to get ahead on the second channel so it ain't confusing like that, which is one of the reasons we're doing this right here, where it gets us back to a regular viewing schedule, just in time to mess it up with the car show coming up. The vet wasn't too concerned with what he's seen, which is good. So now, as his snipping heals up back there, we've got an appointment to get him groomed, a deep cleaning. Hopefully someone knows how to do that. His ears in there are real nasty. Hopefully someone knows how to clean those out. Maybe give him a tune-up. I ain't trying to make him a Paris Hilton dog, but this dude stinks, okay? I don't think he's ever had a bath in his life. And we just need a good scrubbing on him. But he is a sweet boy. Now, some stuff we're kind of having issues with. He likes to run off sometimes. and he's not running off being in trouble. I think he's just getting some energy, so we've got to figure out how we're going to keep him around here. I think we're going to try some type of collar thing. We talked to some people about. I found him up in the neighborhood the other day, and with the pit bull, a dog looking like that, if it comes running up to your fence, if there's another animal or something, most homeowners are going to say, put a bullet in his butt. So now I'm kind of worried about that, because I know there's a stigma with pit bulls and dogs who kind of look like him, especially one that's this rough looking. And it seems like either everyone hates them or everyone loves them, and there ain't much of it in between. And everyone has told me they're literally the sweetest of dogs, and that's all I can see in this one. He's really good around everyone who's been over here, whether it be buddies coming or going, contractors, the kids friends. He ain't acted aggressive towards anybody. He's just like, yeah, y'all can pet me if you want. That's okay. Yesterday when I was at the vet, I kind of asked him his opinion on it, and he said a pit bull's one of my favorite dogs to see. He said, I work on dogs all the time, and there's one that I don't ever get bit by. And he said, it's the pit bull. And he said, it's always the other dogs that bite you. And he said, the reason these things get a bad rap is because there's a story behind it now. When someone puts it in the news, they know they're going to get views. So anytime it's a pit bull biting it, someone figures out about it, we've got to blow it up. He said, but there's so many other dog bites that happen, but no one gives a damn because it don't have their name attached to it. So I'm like, well, that makes sense. So he said he's one of the guys who thinks they're the sweetest dogs ever as a whole, and he sees a lot of dogs. So I don't know a lot about dogs, but I know can kind of trust that opinion there. Something else that ain't been the greatest, but not the worst, was me being the first one to feed him, me being the first one to talk to him being stinky and covered in ticks, me being the first one to engage with him, because obviously we didn't want our girls engaging in a nasty, dirty stray, who we didn't know if he was gonna be, violent or not. How proper, Theo. Looking good for the camera, my friend. You're gonna win some more hearts over. When it's on my mind, someone said we should have named him Michael Jackson because of his one white glove. Still ain't feeling it. You look educated now, dude. I like it. You look smart. Bet you have a higher GPA than Dad. That's it, Dad. So because I was the first one to really engage with them this last week, if I walk, he walks. If I step back, he step back. If I go, he goes. To the point where he's been hanging out in the shop over here because I'm over here. Then when we walk back over there and the girls are there and they call him, he's like, nope, if it ain't Dad, I ain't going. So now that he's got cleaned up more and everything, we're basically to the point of a bath. The girls had been playing with him and petting on him, He's learning how to play. But, just make sure to tell him, hey, go wash your hands and everything, because we don't know what he's been rolling in and everything else. I know it smells like death, but these last few days he has got where the one day I was over here and me and Theo had walked out front and Hot Rod was at the back porch and she yelled, and he actually ran over there to see her. And Hank, my oldest, she's been doing good about going out and sitting on the back porch with them and stuff. They'll sit there and hang out. And so he's warmed up to her where he wants to come lay his head on her and everything. So that's good, because I do want him to be a loving family dog, not just specifically my dog. I want him to know that my girls love him too, and are going to be there and can take care of him, that it don't just have to be me. But obviously they want the love of the dog as well. So when you're doing it mostly for your girls in the first place, and then he decides that I'm his human and no one else is for like a couple of days, I was like, man, I don't know about this. I mean, you don't love on Hot Rod any, that's gonna break her heart. And that brings up another curveball, which is little Hot Rod, bless her heart, and is pretty well allergic to everything. Air, water, clothes. Not really, I'm being a little sarcastic there, but she is allergic to a lot of stuff. She has allergic reaction. Her face will spot up real bad. And since we've had Theo, her eyes have slowly spotted up. Now we're not 100% sure that it's Theo. She's been around other dogs and been fine before. So we're kind of doing a little experiment, trying to keep her away from him for a couple days just to see if she'll clear up some. She had used some makeup on her eyes she wasn't supposed to be using, so we don't know if maybe that caused it. And also we're hoping maybe after some medicine and a good bath, maybe it's something on him just from never being washed. I don't know, guys. I don't know how this kind of stuff works. I'm just here firing from the Theo hip. Dude, I thought you were going to be way more awake this morning. I got up early so we can make this video, and you're just freaking napping. So if y'all do the prayer thing, we'll take some prayers for little Hot Rod and hopefully not being allergic to Theo, because her knowing that's a possibility, she has not been very happy about it. She out of all the girls, she is the one who really, really, really wanted a dog. She thought she got one, and now she's finding out she might be allergic to him. So it's kind of breaking her heart a little bit. But much other than that, guys, I think I kind of got you tuned up to speed. He is going to be sticking around. He is a good boy. You're filling out a little bit, aren't you? We ain't overfeeding you, but you're going to become a little hefty boy, huh? Got him started on all of his medicines yesterday after that vet trip. Oh, when we were there, I will say one thing that was making me a little nervous. Some of y'all are probably a lot more educated when it comes to the dogs and stuff. My sister brought her little dog over here, forgetting that we now had a dog, and I kind of had a hold of him. He's real aggressive to get to smell his butt and stuff, and then her dog snipped at him, and he didn't really react. He didn't like bite back or growl or anything. I think he was wanting to play. I was just very nervous to just send him out there with a dog that's the size of his head to play, because if he does, that's like a one bite wonder right there. That thing will be gone. So when we were in the vet yesterday, there was no other animals in the waiting room until a lady brought in a cage with 2 cats in it. And it looked like a cartoon, guys. He started, I think in his head he was picturing them like on the little baked pan, apple in one's mouth, full cooked or something. But his tail was wagging like he was happy. So I don't know if that meant he was happy and he thought he found his next meal. But dude, we feed you now. You don't got to go scavenge like that. So what does that mean? Does that mean when he starts licking that lips that he's wanting to just, he thinks they're pretty cats and he wants to just lick on them? I don't know, because I don't know a lot about dogs. I just don't want him to be I don't want him to be a sissy. I'm glad he can hold his own around here. I just don't want him, obviously becoming a problem somewhere. And we just haven't had him long enough that I can just full say with 100% confidence what he is or isn't. I know what he seems like, and that's an awful good dog so far. Now, he don't make much noise, and we'll end on this because it's kind of the last story I have of him and us having him for a week time frame. He don't make much noise. We've heard him whine maybe once. No growling, absolutely none. And until the night before last, I hadn't even heard him bark. And I know we have animals come out here. We have one other dogs, but there's deer. I'm sure we have, I almost said antelope. We ain't got no antelope running through the backyard. Armadillos, possums, just typical Pot County little creatures wandering around. The other night at 1:20 in the morning, I was in a deep sleep, and I was waking up by him barking. And we have been keeping him outside. He has a bed just right by the back door with a food bowl set up and everything. And he'll sleep right there. He knows that's his spot, and that's where he goes. He's just as content as right there on the back porch. And we were waking up to him in some deep barks. Row, row. I was like, holy cow, he can bark. And then too, I was like, oh, that means something's out there. And I don't know, I just figured, it kind of got my heart going. My mind immediately went to human, which I don't know why, other than I just figured he's used to seeing animals from being a wanderer. So, of course, I go around into the back porch, holstering a lead slinging device, and I'm looking, and of course, I don't see nothing. But before, or as I was looking, he never got off of our little back porch area. There's a step down to the concrete. He stayed right there, and he was barking, and he was standing firm to whatever he's seen out, which faces this tree line over here. So I don't know if he can see that far at night or what. A shop light was on, so it does illuminate a little bit. And he didn't get off the porch. He didn't go chasing nothing. But whatever he's seen, I guarantee you, he is letting them know he's got a house full of humans, and you're not welcome over here. So he never even stepped off the porch, but he's looking, and he's standing with his chest out like, don't make me step off the porch. If I got to come down there, you ain't going to like it. So in that sense, I mean, I'm okay with him being a protector of our home like that, especially when he ain't out acting a fool chasing nothing. He's just standing there like, you come over here, I'm gonna fill his back porch up with ass whipping, okay? And he's like, I got humans in this house who've loved me for the first time ever in my life, and if you come mess with them, you're gonna be in bad shape, and I got the battle scars to prove it. Mama didn't raise no punk. Again, that don't mean I want him to be aggressive, but you know, that makes me feel better. We've got girls in our house, and hey, that's an extra set of security right there. We got yeah. Anyhow, I guess that's enough on all that. That kind of gets us caught up to speed on where we're at. We're gonna figure out how to keep him from wandering off still, and we got to get him cleaned up still. And much past that, dude's doing good. He's a little bougie already just because he's got a bed and not a pile of trash. So I hope that kind of fills y'all in on Mr. Theodore Rascal Warner and what's been going on with him. Y'all are getting a little sneak peek of, you can tell in real time right now, because this video that goes out today, I just recorded this morning real quick before I take KK to school. In fact, it's probably time for me to go take her to school. I got about 5 minutes to wrap up. Me and Slick have been painting some stuff, and we're going final assembly. I don't know how much y'all seen in the background, but sneak peek. This Monday's video is not going to be this. This Monday's video is doing all the paint and body kind of stuff on the car. So like I said, I'm trying to get ahead on content there. This provided a good way for me to get y'all up to speed, because I'm getting tons of comments on all platforms asking about the dog. So hopefully this answers some of the questions of, you know, if we got rid of him or what's going on with him. He ain't going nowhere. He done got too spoiled around here. He's part of the family. And much other than that, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. Just all the support, coming back, watching time and time again. Main channel, second channel, truly means the world to me and my family. The support of y'all allows me to do what I love to do, and that's an answered prayer. And I thank you guys, but at night I thank God for it each night and day, waking up and going to bed to be able to do what I love and try to spread some joy in this world, even if it's just through a silly old video camera in my shop. So thank you guys. Puttinsfabshop.com for some good quality merchandise. I'm not really releasing anything until after we get back from this car show, because we're just crammed to the max to get stuff ready to go anyhow. And in fact, I dropped the van off yesterday with a buddy who's going to put a little head unit in there where we can start listening to music and have GPS in there. That thing has like the manual radio. It may only be AM. I don't even know if it has FM. So he's slapping a radio in it for me real quick, and then his buddy's tinting the front two windows, and then it's got to go to Yearwood to get stickers on it. And then next week, before we take it out of town even, I got to put the wheels and tires on it, give it a full tune-up, and get the hitch on it, and get it loaded down with all the merchandise to haul down there. So yeah, the van's going to be wrapped up, and that makes it don't matter. Puttinsfabshop.com. I just got squirrel moment and full distracted there. We got some stuff there, just not a lot of stuff right now. We appreciate all the support there. I'm on the Instagrammer. I'm on the Patreon. I'm on the Facebooker. And I will see you guys next time. However, do not forget, laying on your butt, Theo, will not finish your project. Deep breath. He's like, oh yeah, that was a good scratch. That's a good one, Dad. Don't move from there. All right, Dad, you're hired. 12 hours of this, I think I'll be rested for tonight's nap. Hot damn, there's so much BSery, we had to start a whole channel for all the extras. Be sure to go check out Puddin's Fab Shop if you ain't seen that baby yet. Come on!